YouTube vinyl community, Mark My here. Gonna do a couple of quick videos here because we're burning daylight. Um, but I definitely wanted to get these done this week. Been hectic, at the new job, learning a lot, in training and everything. Kind of a 9 to 6 shift, so I get home. By the time you eat dinner, it's already getting late, so. Try to get as much done as I can. Also, still doing the podcast, so that's a lot of fun. So trying to juggle all the stuff has become interesting. But anyway, so couple of CDs. Here's the crazy thing. I started getting rid of all my CDs because I was into vinyl, and I didn't think I would be doing anything with CDs anymore. Then I started the podcast, and it's a lot more user-friendly to have it on a CD. You just pop it in, and you can, with the vinyl, you got to rip it, and it's all kinds of crazy stuff. So I actually did pick up a couple CDs from a couple different locations. So let's get into those. First off, my wife is on the board of directors for Herschel Carousel Factory Museum, and they were having their 100th birthday celebration, and so I went, and we were in the gift shop there at the museum, and I came across this one. Good old USA Carousel music, and it's music arranged by Tom Meyer is the name of the guy, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It's carousel music. The whole, organ grinder kind of thing going, with instruments like glockenspiels and drums and stuff like that, playing by themselves mechanically and stuff. It's kind of neat. It's actually some good stuff. And but I got it because I wanted to do a shout out on my podcast. Congratulations on 100 years there, guys. Good stuff. They did the old wooden horses, carousel horses, and hand painted carousel things, and they still do it. There's still guys there that are continuing the tradition. They don't really make anything anymore. They don't sell anything anymore, but they will find a barn find or something like that, and they will go to work on refurbishing it and making it look like new and stuff. It's great. Also at the same place, at the Carousel Museum, a couple weeks after that, they had their annual little event. It's called A Night Under the Stars. And they have a big band that plays. It's more adult oriented than the Carousel, usually for the kids, that kind of thing. They have, like I said, they have the big band. They have a couple wineries that show up, and they have free tastings. There's a barbecue dinner kind of thing. The band starts to play. They have a little dance floor there. They start dancing and everything. It's a nice fundraiser, and everything goes again for the museum. So the big band though is named Alex Renee Big Swing Band, and they played a Tisket a Tasket, where the lead singer loses her yellow basket. Well, they had a yellow basket hidden, and if you found it, there was a CD inside. And of course I found it. So there it is. The CD is called Dreams Come True, and it's pretty good. It's a local talent. They're not really up to par with, say, a Benny Goodman or a Glenn Miller or whatever, but it's enjoyable. And like I said, we danced, and so we had a good time. There's that. All right. So then a couple of things I wanted to put on the show. I listened to there's a radio station out of Toronto. They played a couple things, kind of got me thinking, ooh, that would be nice to do a show with that on there and stuff. I went to my local record store that I like. I was able to pick up 3 CDs here, good stuff, and they were all used, so it's a little bit nicer prices than buying a new one. First one is John Pizzarelli, Dear Mr. Cole. And if you're not familiar with John, he is Bucky Pizzarelli's son, which is another great guitar player in the jazz idiom. And he also does some vocals. Now, he doesn't necessarily have the strongest vocal range or style, but it's interesting to listen to, and it's pleasant. So I wanted to do a couple of tunes on my podcast. One that is just him playing the guitar, another one that is a vocal, and these are all obviously Nat King Cole songs. Next one, I do have a lot of Louis Armstrong, but I never had the excuse me, the Century Masters Millennium Collection on MCA. And there's a couple of good. First off, the quality is really good. Some of the recordings, but when you're talking about people who have a career starting in the early 1900s, you could get a lot of recordings that sound like they're in a tin can kind of thing, and it's not real pleasant for a podcast. So this one here is all really good. This is mostly stuff, obviously, off of MCA. It's mostly 50s onward, so the recording quality is much better, so that's why I wanted to pick that up. Last CD, and both of those were $5.99. Last CD I picked up, Sarah Vaughan, Brazilian Romance, with Milton Nascimento, and this one was $4.99. Some good stuff. I was doing the podcast for Bossa Nova, which number 2 is coming out. It's actually right out there right now. If you go right now, you'll be able to hear it right now out there. But tomorrow I'm going to be putting on a new podcast, so I have to delete one of the old ones in order to put the new one on. So it will only be there tonight. Tonight is the last night, because tomorrow I'm going to put on a different episode and get rid of that Bossa Nova one. But I bought this because I'm doing Bossa Nova number 2. But then once I started playing this, I realized there's some Brazilian songs, there's some Brazilian rhythms, but it's really almost more of a straight ahead jazz kind of sound than I was really hoping it was going to be. I had never heard this one before. Someone had mentioned, oh, I like Brazilian music, I have this one. So I went and I got it, and to be honest with you, it's not as Brazilian, it's not as Bossa Nova-y as I was hoping it was going to be. So, but at least it's good stuff, and I'm glad I have it. Alright, so then we're going to get into some records. Went to Savers, my favorite place. I love Savers because the stuff there is really good quality. And I picked up some good stuff here, and I'm going to show you. First one is called Paradise Isle, Songs of the Islands by Eddie Howard. And this is on Mercury. And I really love the cover art. In the back here we got a couple hula girls. It's nice, and I'm a sucker for Hawaiian style music. So that's it. All right. Then I also got Polynesian Cultural Center of Le'ua, Hawaii presents highlights from Festival Polynesia. And this one is a gatefold. Got some nice pictures in there. And talks about the different parts of Hawaii. Then you got Tonga, Tahiti, Fiji, Samoa. So there's some good stuff here. Really in depth, a lot more history, because this is brought to us by the Polynesian Cultural Center. So it's a lot about the culture, not just the music. And there is the back cover. Beautiful. It's in great shape. Alright, then more Italian fun songs with Lou Monte and gang. Love Lou Monty. Funny stuff. Hey, you can tell right there. Hey, come on. So it's gonna be good. I haven't listened to Lou Monty. I don't have any. This is actually the first Lou Monty record I've got, but my father had him, and so I've heard of him before and everything. Should be fun. A lot of good stuff. Then, very sad news we had this past week. Clarinet virtuoso Pete Fountain passed away, and I have a lot of his stuff, but when I saw this one, because it was fresh on my mind, I figured let's get it. It's called Crescent City, and this is on an MCA. There's some great tunes on here, if I remember. Yeah, Tie a Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree, Am I Blue, All by Myself, Muskrat Ramble, High Society, Basin Street Blues, Oh Baby, What Would You Say, Funky Beat, Spain, Dream, and the final one, At the Jazz Band Ball. So some good stuff on there. Then a couple of, I love compilation records, but these are kind of a little more interesting than that. First one here, RCA Victor's Best of 57 Red Seal Preview Album. And it has all the different cover art, some on the back too. But the thing that I really loved about it is, if you can see it on here, in cooperation with Heinz 57 Varieties. So Best of 57, 1957, Heinz 57 Varieties. And it has a couple more album covers on the back here, but the big thing for me, advertisement. Heinz 57, 1957, Best of. So that's kind of cool. I love those. Picked up another one. This one here is from Capitol. It's a compilation. It's called What's New. This is Volume 2. I wish I had Volume 1. But as you can see, again, we have the different... pay close attention to this one here with the gorilla holding the accordion. But anyway, so that is cool. It's going to be another good one here. A lot of compilations are... They pick the best songs from that particular year, so we don't have to deal with all the maybe kind of iffy songs. They're all the good ones. And then on Mercury, lately I've got a fascination with the F35D. They're records that are on 35 millimeter magnetic tape, film rather I should say, and then recorded over to make a record. And this one is kind of not, it's a demonstration LP. And it's got a lot of good stuff on here. The Dave Carroll and his orchestra, Xavier Cugat, Pete Rigolo. So there's a lot of good ones here. Some of the tunes, Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto, Alban Berg Suite, Aaron Copland doing something here, Schubert. So should be interesting. Paul Mauriat and his orchestra from Paris with Love. I love Paul Mauriat. Just a great conductor and arranger, and always does these great lush orchestrations and everything. So a couple of tunes that are on here, Lemire, also known as Beyond the Sea. The theme from Moulin Rouge, Sieste C'est Bon, La Vie en Rosy, so some good ones. La Vie en Rose. But anyways, so then I got a couple classic ones here. Brahms Concerto No. 2, Van Cliburn and Fritz Rainier. Smack myself in the face. And that's an RCA Victor. On EMI, we got Berlioz Symphonie Fantastique and Muti. This is the Philadelphia Orchestra. And last but definitely not least, on Columbia, and I believe this is a 6i, if I remember correctly. It's all wrapped up in there. But Brahms Symphony Number 2, which, if I look, concerto. But this one is Leonard Bernstein and the New York Philharmonic on Columbia. Alright. There you go. I'm going to post this one, and then I'm coming back for another one. It'll be stuff that I bought on eBay. And just to give you a little sneak peek, remember I said that one with the gorilla playing the accordion? See you in a little bit.